welcome, first of all. I'm the Vice Rector for International Affairs, Professor Bruno Rubino. I'm a mathematician, by the way, so close to some of the topics that you will look during this week. Unfortunately, the rector this morning had another meeting. It's impossible for him to, maybe you will see around in the next days, then, but not this morning. You can hear me better, maybe, there? Okay. So, let me give his welcome in the university, and I hope that you can also enjoy the town these days, because weather was better, by the way, up to yesterday. Today is a bit more, but I hope that you can still enjoy. And, well, this is an occasion for all of us from the university to know some of our partners, or to increase the partnership, but also vice versa from your side to know some of the colleagues involved in the topics. So I hope that the result of the week is not only increasing the knowledge on this topic that is already really an important result, but also to think about future projects that can involve our university and you, and could be a way to increase also the mobility in your universities for our students, for example, that can visit your university, for our staff. Maybe you can involve us in some stuff, similar stuff, mobility, staff weeks in your university. Could be nice to have a sort of network in an area like this that can be an annual meeting to develop a so important topic then. So I hope that all together we can do something that could be important for the universities and for the students involved. So thank you very much again for being here and for participating in this. Let me give the floor to the General Director of the University.
Hi everybody, I'm Pietro Di Benedetto, General Director of l'Aquila. As you know, the topic of this staff week is about artificial intelligence. So I will not welcome you. My avatar will do.
Dear colleagues, it is with immense pleasure that I welcome you here at the University of l'Aquila for this staff week. We have always believed in the value of exchanging practices and opinions with colleagues from other universities, both Italian and especially foreign. Therefore, I am sure that this will be an important opportunity for enrichment, both for you and for the colleagues you will meet here in l'Aquila. The theme of this staff week concerns the opportunities and challenges posed by the increasingly widespread use of artificial intelligence, particularly in the teaching, research, and administrative activities that we are involved in every day. This topic is becoming more important each day and involves not only organizational choices, but also ethical ones. Discussing and reflecting on it together here is already an important step. I hope your stay in l'Aquila is pleasant and enjoyable as well as useful, and I know that our staff has prepared everything to give you an unforgettable experience. Have a great staff week, everyone.
So now you know opportunities, challenges, and threats of artificial intelligence. And have a good stay here in l'Aquila.
Thank you. Good morning again. Thank you for being here today and joining us for this first staff week. This year focusing, as we already know, on artificial intelligence. During these 3 days, we analyze it from different perspectives and we will explore its cutting-edge application to different sectors. We hope we will enjoy these 3 days together, since we have an agenda full of activities. And I would say that now we can start with an introduction of our university. Just a minute.
University of L'Aquila, for those who want to look far ahead.
And now we have a little surprise for you.
Hi, I'm Helen. I work in the computer science department at our university. Yes, I'm a bit of a nerd. You can tell by this presentation. You see how my life is divided. My work is split into three main areas. Firstly, I handle the IT side of things, which involves creating websites, crunching statistics, and maintaining networks and computers. Secondly, I'm part of an interdisciplinary research group that focuses on modeling and analyzing uncertainty, diving into AI for sure. And finally, I'm the Equal Opportunities Officer for our department. I make sure that everyone gets a fair shot. So, that's me in a nutshell. See you!
Welcome to Southern Germany, where I, Ulrike, started my life in 1970. After studying administration science in the Three Countries Corner in Konstanz, I moved to Frankfurt in the middle of Germany for working in a bank. In 2005, I moved to the very west of Germany, Aachen, another three-country corner, and work till today at RWTH Aachen, responsible for all personal and financial administration of a chair. In my personal life, I enjoy traveling, reading, and walking with my dog. One great experience was participating in the Erasmus Staff Exchange in Timisoara last year, and therefore I now plan to move into new adventures regarding artificial intelligence because I'm an absolute beginner in this field and hope not completely to lose the connection.
Hello, my name is Sabina. I work at a large mathematics department here at Aachen University. I'm basically responsible for the whole organization of the chair. I do the finances and hire employees. I also organize workshops and conferences. I work for a special research center in which all the professors of mathematics are involved. I haven't had the opportunity to use AI yet, but I'm sure that will be soon the case. Siamo felici di partecipare a questo workshop presso l'Università dell'Aquila e di conoscere questa bellissima città. Grazie per la vostra attenzione.
Hello, I am Kristina Astike from Vilnius Tech University, from Lithuania. And in this university, I work around 8 years. And now I work as a younger research and also as a lecturer. I have creative economics courses, which is related with my thesis. I'm also our last year PhD student, and I'm writing my thesis about cultural economics. So in which I will try to create an index, and according to that, I will try to measure selected countries. And shortly about me, my hobbies. So I like traveling a lot. And also I like read book, watch movies. I like spend my free time by walking. I like long hikes. And also I am a mother. I have 1 year and a half little daughter. So that is all about me. Thank you.
Hello to Aquila from Brno. My name is Katerina Novakova. I work at the BUT, Brno University of Technology, as a coordinator for internationalization. It basically means project managing, writing projects, not only Erasmus, we have also others like CIPUS, for example. It's just for Central Europe and Balkans. We coordinate with Balkan states a lot, actually. About me. So I studied for Bachelor International Relations. For my Master International Development, I used to work in development field for some time and in NGOs. Now I am working in the university, and from autumn I'm actually starting studies in psychotherapy. So in future I will also change the field again. I want to become a therapist. I love traveling. I have been to, I think, 65 countries of the world. Yes, it's my big passion, and also I gain the most knowledge that I have and who I am actually from traveling. Why am I interested in your Staff Week? It's because of the topic mainly. AI is something very crucial, very discussed topic nowadays, but I also believe that there are a lot of risks which should be there in our minds. But at the same time, I basically use it daily, and I would love to make up my mind finally what I think about it, and to discuss it with others as well, and widen up my knowledge. Yes. So thank you for listening. This was, by the way, like 8th time that I'm trying to record a normal video. I'm definitely not an influencer, yeah. But thank you.
Hello, I'm Elder Mate Silva. I'm very pleasant to be in Aquila. I have a degree in history and a master's degree in multimedia communication. And I was born in Mozambique, where I returned 50 years later in March of this year to revisit my home and the places where I lived with my parents. I work at Università from 1991 as a tutor, producer and creator of multimedia products for teaching, where we use Moodle as an essential teaching tool since we are 100% distance education and university. We started with videotapes and went through all the emerging technology in the several years in which the computer became the centerpiece of all communication. Since I am in Open University from 1991, like I said. This meeting in Aquila caught my attention because it is the area that will certainly be the future with the artificial intelligence. Our life is covered with IoT, Internet of Things, in which all objects can be in a network where we have Alexa, Siri, Google, centralizing a huge database that serves the new life where artificial intelligence will play its role fundamental in the connection between humans and objects, like the other areas in AI. As for hobbies, I have been a long-distance swimmer for many years. I still do. I swim every day, and I like cinema and gardening, where I spend a lot of time in my garden. From Portugal, bye-bye, and we will see in Aquila.
Hello, my name is Terje Kalamees, and I am administrative head from Tallinn University School of Humanities. My everyday work is mostly involved with human resources topics and financial management. I am quite fascinated by the advantage in technology and the ways in which it can be used, but at the same time I would like to be more aware of the risks and threats of using technology. I have a master's degree in digital transformation in business, and I have previously led a team, developed the e-services in health insurance field, and conducted different business analyses. Currently, working at the university, I am more focused in the use of AI in data analysis to support better management decisions, as well as the possibilities for its use in administrative work. I believe that today's meeting will be very useful, offers new ideas and exciting opportunities for further. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I'm Francisco, an electrical engineer, and I work as a board member at the company that manages ISAV. ISAV is a higher education school in the health field, located on a campus where teaching and research happen in a clinical and thermal setting. Right now, I'm a PhD student doing research in public health, specifically on water treatment systems. My research looks at energy efficiency in wastewater treatment plants using artificial intelligence. all within the context of the water energy nexus and the energy transition. So I see this visit to your university as a great chance to meet you all and discuss the role of the artificial intelligence in this field. See you soon.
Ciao, my name is Claude O'Sullivan. I work as a Prospect Research Officer in University College Cork. As a Prospect Research Officer, I support major gift fundraising for the university. I really like the area that I'm working in, and I'm also really curious to learn more about AI. At the moment, I'm in the process of procuring an AI product or solution for Prospect Research, and it would be brilliant to have a greater understanding of the area. At the moment, I only have an entry-level understanding, but I find it really interesting. And I think going forward as well, it's becoming so popular and so embedded in all the areas of our lives that it'd be really, really important for me as a professional to know more and to understand more about it. Parlo un po' di italiano anche perché ho fatto il mio Erasmus a Genova tanti anni fa. I'm really looking forward to coming and doing the training week and learning more and meeting new people. Grazie mille.
Hello, I am Ulla Kuisma from Finland. I live in a small city in southern Finland called Järvenpää. I like nature and cycling on my free time. And tourism is my passion and work. I work as a senior lecturer in tourism in Haaga-Helia University of Applied Sciences. The subjects that I teach are sustainable tourism, tourism technology, revenue management, and sustainable tourism projects. Artificial intelligence has changed tourism in many ways, and I really do hope that it helps us to make tourism more sustainable and still so that we could travel to places we wish to. After all, tourism is people's business. Thank you. Goodbye. Näkemiin.
Hello, my name is Bela Tashnekiane and I'm from Lithuania. I'm working as a director of Legal Affairs Office at Vilnius Gediminas Technical University. Vilnius Gediminas Technical University is an innovative Lithuanian university, a leader in the field of technological sciences that prepares creative and highly qualified specialists. Why I would like to attend the staff training week event to artificial intelligence. There is no doubt that artificial intelligence is increasingly impacting our daily lives, offering not only new opportunities, but posing threats to security, democracy, and business. Inevitably, these challenges are also faced by higher education institutions. Therefore, it is essential not only for countries, but also in all institutions to have documents regulating the use of artificial intelligence products. One of my job functions is the preparation of internal legal acts regulating the activities of the higher education institution, the drafting of various contracts and overseeing their implementation. Therefore, participation in the staff training week, artificial intelligence opportunities and challenges at University of L'Aquila would be particularly relevant to me. So I would welcome the opportunity to meet live at this event. Bye.
Good afternoon. My name is Rosa Rutea. I am working in the International Office of the University of Valencia. I am applying to your staff week about artificial intelligence because I think that it is a very, very interesting topic. I am very interested in this topic. I would like to know more about how to apply artificial intelligence in my work and to know more about from other colleagues from other institutions, other universities. On the other side, my main responsibility is the grants. I am dealing with payments in my institution, in the international office of the University of Valencia, and I will be pleased to be accepted in this week. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Duvan Leti. I'm working at the Center for Teaching and Learning at the Nuremberg Institute of Technology in Nuremberg, Bavaria State in Germany. As instructional designer and team leader for digital competence and future skills at my university, I'm deeply engaged with the topic of AI. I'm responsible for development and implementation of different AI courses for the students at my university. And in order to keep updated to the topic of AI, it is necessary for me to get an overview of current developments and applications of AI in the higher education. So that's the reason why I would like to join the Staff Exchange Week at your university, L'Aquila in Italy. And I hope that I spell the name of your university correctly. Through participation in this program, I hope that I will get more insights into opportunities and the challenges of AI, into practices and experiences of your university, as well as the university in the other countries. So I really want to know how you promote AI competence among your students and how you integrate them into your teaching and learning. So furthermore, I would like to exchange the idea with participants during the Exchange Week to learn more about the innovative approaches and the best practices that I can apply at my university later on. So I'm really excited to join the program and hopefully see you soon in October.
Hi, my name is Sasha Wojcik. I'm American Czech. I'm the Assistant Director of International Programs at the Faculty of Arts, Charles University. I spent most of my life living in the US and England, and I moved to Prague 6 years ago. Outside of my job, I love to travel. I enjoy spinning, watching sports, and hanging out with family and friends. I'm really interested in this staff training because it's very relevant to the programs that we run. We're dealing more and more with issues of AI and how they fit into higher education. So I'm really curious to see what the experts have to say, as well as to learn from others who are in the staff training week. So I hope that you'll consider my application.
Buongiorno. Hello from another corner of the world. My name is Tan Solida. I am the Director of the Public and International Relations Office of the National University of Battambang, Cambodia. I am very pleased to be here in this video to show to the world who I am proud to be. Yeah, I was one of the Erasmus Mundus and Erasmus Plus students to Italy and France. And I have spent 3 years in Italy for my bachelor degree. So I have studied in the Università del in Economia Aziendale. And another 2 years of my master degree in France. I have studied in Université Toulouse in Ingénierie des organisations options management des entreprises en réseau. Italy is considered as my second home, where I have spent my most of my tough time in my life alone. So we can say that I have spent the tough time since I was very young, since 19 years old, away from home. And with the struggle I have gone through, I have passed my 2 years master degree easily. Yeah, I can say easily. I have gained hard skill and soft skill not only from the academic program, but also from the Airbus and visit company where I have spent my internship period in. Yeah, being selected for the scholarship is proud, but being selected for the internship, especially in the giant company, is, I can say, is prouder. And I am now doing my PhD in person, institution, and market program in 39th cycle at the university where I have obtained my bachelor degree from here. My research is about the fishery value chain analysis and small-scale fishery management. Back to my professional background. Before being a full-time staff at the National University of Battambang, I was a program manager in an NGO relating to agriculture. But because of the passion, I'm now where I work today to guide and motivate the students to open their door to the world. As a director of the Public and International Relations Office at the university, I work for all collaboration with our partner, scholarship management, and project coordinator and supporter. Several projects like Erasmus Plus capacity building project K2 have been successfully implemented by our team, such as Concierge, Green Cap, Industry 4.0, and Innovation. I have also involved in many research projects supported by IRD and several national and international conferences. A brief introduction about our university. We are located far away from the capital Phnom Penh. It's around 291 kilometers. Battambang is a second largest province and great potential in any kind of sector such as tourism, agriculture, industry, and so on. It is also known as a rival of it's a rival of Cambodia. Moreover, NUBB, the National University of Battambang, is found in 2007, which is named University of Battambang and become National University of Battambang in 2020. The aim of the founding of this university is to provide the opportunity to students in the rural area to be able to access to higher education to ensure the quality and equity. We provide 44 various academic programs of associate degree, bachelor degree, master degree, and doctoral degree, which are accredited by the Ministry of Education, Youth and Sport. We have around 100 full-time staff and another 100 part-time staff, they are contract staff. With our potentiality, we have currently about 6,000 students who use our services. Last but not least, I am able to communicate in Cambodian language, English, French, and Italian. Because of the work-life balance, besides the education and work I have traveled to about 34 countries around the world comprised Europe, the USA, and Asia. Well, nice to know you all. Grazie mille. Ciao.
Hello everyone, my name is Nino Lolashvili, and in this short video I want to introduce myself and the university I'm representing today. I am from Tbilisi, Georgia, and my university is Georgian American University. I'll begin shortly with myself. I have PhD degree in informatics and management systems. I also have more than 20 years of experience teaching in different universities of Georgia. My sphere of expertise is using information technology in business. Lately, I more tend to do research in using AI for business process management. That's the topic that's very interesting for me at this moment. Today, I am Vice Dean of School of IT and Engineering in Georgian American University. Our university is not very big, but definitely I can say that we are among the most successful universities in our country. I'm very happy to be the part of the team which makes sure that we remain on the forefront of the practical and theoretical knowledge, and we are trying to bring the unique and best experience, educational experience to each and every our student. At School of IT and Engineering, we have Georgian programs at this moment only, but we are in the process of establishing new English programs on the level of master and bachelor, and our intention is also to create a dual degree programs. Therefore, cooperation with our foreigner partners is really essential for us. Thank you. Looking forward to see you on Staff Week in Italy.
Hello, my name is Siiri Soidro. I work at Tallinn University, which is the third largest public university in Estonia. We have nearly 7,000 students and about 400 lecturers and researchers. I work as a head of studies at the School of Humanities. I am responsible for curriculum development and the management of the study-related processes. I also lead the academic office of the School of Humanities, and in our office, academic advisors and specialists work to support students in their studies and handle administrative tasks. Due to my job responsibilities, I appreciate being able to participate in this staff training week about artificial intelligence. For educational leaders, it is important to stay updated with the latest advancements in AI. AI is transforming educational methods. Adaptive learning platforms powered by AI are personalizing education to cater to individual student needs, and this innovation can improve student engagement and success rate, which are key metrics for any educational institution. And secondly, AI expands research capabilities, and moreover, AI integration into administrative function can streamline university operations. In my opinion, staying informed about the latest AI developments is not just an option, but necessity for educational leaders. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Ivana Petrishova. I'm the Director of International Programs here at Charles University, Faculty of Arts in Prague. I'm working with the students for more than 5 years now, and outside of my job I enjoy running and music and reading, as well as traveling. That's why I'm very excited to be in Italy at the Staff Week. I'm very interested in the topic of AI because it's very relevant to our jobs these days, and also I would like to share some knowledge with my colleagues there. So I hope you will consider my application.
Hi, my name is Nanna. I come from Iceland. I work at the University of Iceland, and I've been working there for approximately 4.5 years. I work in the Human Resource Department, and I deal with matters relating to recruitment, benefits, and supporting international staff. I would love to come to your staff week. It sounds really interesting. Thank you for considering my application.
Hello everyone, my name is Piotr Kazimierczak. I'm head of International Teaching Department and Erasmus Coordinator for UTH, University of Technology and Economics in Warsaw, Poland. You caught me here in the middle of summer holiday period, so I'm sending you my greetings from a remote village in the center of the country. Now, a few words about myself. Well, obviously, I like working with young people. I like working in the academia. I enjoy networking, finding out places, and I must say that I'm a curious person. Curious of new things, people, history, but also technology. And it leads me to the question of artificial intelligence. I do believe it's a big thing now, and we should learn as much as possible about this new phenomenon, and we should learn how to use it, not only to our benefit, but also not to be used by it in the future. So that's why I have enrolled in the event, and I do hope to see you all soon in amazing sunny Italy.
Hello, my name is Karin Geiring. I work at the Technical University of Munich as an assistant for digital process management, and I'm very much looking forward attending the staff training week in artificial intelligence, opportunities and challenges, because it is a perfect fit to my work, because we do have a lot of things that we could probably could ease our day-to-day work with if we would use more artificial intelligence. Yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Robin Bunt and I'm from the Northwest University in South Africa. I work as an academic developer within the Center for Teaching and Learning, specifically special projects and research. So my focus is mostly on training lecturers as well as advising them on the available technologies that we have in teaching and learning. So I'm really looking forward to hearing from other colleagues about artificial intelligence, how they've been using it and the challenges that they've been experiencing. And then I'm also part of a team that is responsible for bringing teaching weeks and staff weeks to South Africa. for African Teaching Week. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how this experience is and how we would be able to learn from it in order to make it a possibility in South Africa as well.
I have a background in education and I obtained my PhD in curriculum design with a focus on first-year students' reading abilities. I currently teach in the Faculty of Humanities within the School of Languages. I'm part of a bigger team and we teach a compulsory course to all first-year students enrolled at the university called Academic Literacy. The focus of this academic literacy course is searching for information and then processing information and finally producing information. So as you can guess, we do academic writing with our students. Now, artificial intelligence indeed opens up a lot of opportunities and challenges in my context, and I'm looking forward to share and network and learn in this International Teaching Week.
Ciao! Hello! Labdien! My name is Tanya and this is my colleague, also Tanya. We are from Latvia University of Life Science and Technologies. The university is located in the town of Jelgava, which is 40 kilometers from the capital of Latvia, as we say, exactly in the middle of country. An interesting fact is that the main building of the university is Jelgava Palace. It is the largest Baroque-style palace in the Baltic states. The palace was built in the 18th century based on the design of Italian architect Francesco Rastrelli. We both work at Research and Project Development Center as a project manager. The main duty is to support project implementation.
We are very excited to be here and take part in this Erasmus Plus International Staff Training Week. The topic of artificial intelligence is especially relevant in today's world, so our goal is to gain deeper insights into the opportunities and challenges represented by artificial intelligence. Stay informed on the latest developments and explore how we can leverage the technology to improve our work in the university. We are delighted to meet all of you and look forward to an amazing 3 days together.
Hi, I am Elif Yilmaz. I live in Eskişehir from Turkey and my university is Anadolu University. I have completed my undergraduate, master's and doctoral studies in journalism. My master thesis focused on thematic radios and my doctoral thesis was on the podcast field. By the way, I have been working as a radio programmer and program director at a university radio in my university, and the name is Radio A for about 10 years. I'm excited about this week related to artificial intelligence, and I am particularly interested in how it will bring innovations to the radio and podcast sectors. I look forward to meeting you in Italy in October.
Hi, I'm Mariana Kareinen from the LUT University. I work here as the Educational Technology Manager, and I am applying to be a participant on the 4th staff week of the University of l'Aquila on the topic of AI opportunities and challenges. I work in the U-List already in task groups 2.1 and 3.2, and also am part of the artificial intelligence. And at our own university, I am responsible and of the processes and work groups under the supervision of our Vice Rector of Education for the IA policies in studies and teaching. By the way, you can find from this slide our policies for students if you want to go and visit and see what are the policies at the moment. So in my interest, it would be to hear and talk with people around Europe about these issues. I hope I will be selected.
Hello, I'm Öner.
I work as a lecturer and vice director at University. I teach programming course like a visual programming, database, network, information security in the computer programming program. Currently, I am pursuing my doctoral studies. I saw your staff week program. I like it very good for me because my research area focuses on artificial intelligence and security. So that's it. Thank you so much.
Hello, my name is Tony. I come from Madrid, Spain, from the University Rey Juan Carlos. The name of my university, King Juan Carlos, is the name of our previous king in Spain, that now is retired, and now the king is his son, Felipe. My university is public and it is relatively modern because it's just 26 years old. But even so, its size is medium large because now it has 44,000 students. Regarding to my job, I work in the IT department. I am part of the administrative staff. My role here is running the headless team. There are almost 40 people in this team that is placed in the different campus at the university. We are 5 campus in different cities in the south of Madrid. We offer support to the whole university community about anything related to IT. And we take care of the installation of the computers at the university, both for the staff and for the classroom. In general, we manage the Windows environment in the university. On the other hand, I'm very interested in the topic of this Erasmus. Of course, trending topics, the AI. I'm a little concerned about its impact in education, in society, and in the work that we do every day. I think that in some years, AI will change everything. I would like to know other colleagues of other university in order to interchange ideas and in order to know what other universities are thinking or are doing related to AI. And of course, it's always wonderful to visit Italy again. I hope to see you soon. Arrivederci.
Hello everyone. My name is Cristinel Constantin. I am from Romania, a marketing professor at Transylvania University of Brașov. Our city, Brașov, is a very beautiful tourist destination in our country, located in the middle part of Romania in a mountain area. I warmly invite you to visit Brașov because I am sure that you will be pleasantly impressed. About me, I am 56 years old and I really enjoy traveling and meeting new people. Exchange experiences, and especially intercultural experiences, are the most important achievements of my career. For this reason, I am looking forward to meeting you and learning new things together. My main area of interest is marketing research and data analysis using information systems. But I am also very interested in learning more about artificial intelligence, which is hotly debated in these days. I am sure that during this International Staff Training Week, we will learn many interesting things about AI and how it can assist both theorists and practitioners in their current activities. I hope that we also find a very welcoming learning environment at the University of dell'Aquila, and establish new fruitful relationships with colleagues from all over Europe. I am very excited and I look forward to meeting you in L'Aquila. See you soon.
Hello, my name is William. I live in Denmark, in a small suburb close to Copenhagen. I live there with my wife and we have 2 grown-up children, and I'm also very fortunate to have a grandchild. I have an education in political science from 1990, and since then I have been working in public institutions in financial departments, and since 2000 I have been head of finance. And I've been that until a year ago, where I stepped down from the head position, and I now have a specialist position in finance. I'm very happy to join you on this very interesting staff week on artificial intelligence.
Hello, guten Tag and buongiorno. My name is Sylvia, and in this video I'm going to introduce myself and my home university. So let's get started. So this is me. I have a degree in Korean Studies in Intercultural Communication. I have worked for more than 10 years in higher education, and since 4 years I'm the Academic Operations Manager at Code. While being this, I'm the semester scheduling lead, so scheduling the classes, rooms, freelancers, everything related, and also the registrar's office for leave semester or change of study program requests. In addition, I'm also coordinating the academic self-governance. Our university is a private university of applied science and was founded in 2016. We are state recognized and accredited and based in the heart of Berlin. And we are going to move this summer. So our study programs are interaction design, product management, and software engineering. In addition, all programs have modules related to critical thinking of technology and society, as well as interpersonal skills like leadership, sustainability, or intercultural communication. So the idea of Code is this curiosity-driven education. It's not just a frontal lecture, it's more the self-directed learning. So students work in real-life projects and get their knowledge there. In addition, we are also attracting a lot of entrepreneurial students, and many of our students already successfully created startups. We are currently having around 600 students, and almost 40% of them are international. We also have all our modules taught in English, and we are in a really international community and a big family. So I would really like to join the staff week, connect with other administrative staff colleagues, and just learn more about the topic and learn more about the university. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Lucy and I'm from Brno University of Technology in Czech Republic. I work as a marketing specialist in the Faculty of Chemistry. I've been passionate about artificial intelligence and its possibilities for quite some time, and I love exploring new opportunities that this technology brings. I also enjoy sharing my insights with others, which is why I'm thrilled to be part of this International Staff Training Week. I'm looking forward to meeting all of you. Feel free to connect me on LinkedIn.
Hi, good morning. Can you hear me? Hi. My name is Roberto. I work at the International. Do you hear me now? Yes. I work at the International Relations Office here with Alessandra and our head of office, Fausta. And I'm here to introduce you the first professor that is going to talk about artificial intelligence, Stefania Costantini, please. Professor Costantini works at our Department of Information Engineering, Computer Science, and Mathematics. And she actually has as a main research interest artificial intelligence. And she's also head of a research group in artificial intelligence and artificial agents. So it is a pleasure for me to introduce you, and please.
Good morning. It is a pleasure for me to be here and talk about artificial intelligence. For 20-30, I work in artificial intelligence since 1986. For decades, everyone ignores me totally, okay, because it was considered something funny, interest of people with very little practical, okay? And then now everyone invites me everywhere, okay? I have to find, no, so sorry. So, okay, so maybe you know everything about artificial intelligence, but be patient because I want to start from the beginning, okay? Since when mankind dreamed of reproducing intelligence, this was a biotechnological way, but all the same an attempt to, and then you can see the droids of Star Wars, because science fiction actually anticipates many things, as I will remark later. Okay, however, the one who invented artificial intelligence was Aristotle, because he strived to formulate the laws of thought. Okay. But then Raimondo Lullo, sorry, there is Lullo, a monk, okay, because many people believe that artificial intelligence was invented 20 years ago. Instead, it is 1,000 years ago. He said, he wrote, but if we know the laws of thought, why should we apply them ourselves? We just build machines to apply these laws, and this is officially artificial intelligence. Many people tried to build such machines, but they were basically failures until Ada Byron, Lady Lovelace understood that these machines should have been programmable, okay, like the looms used by the women. If you go to Turning Park near here, you can still see the ancient looms and written on paper the algorithms that women devised to create the various patterns. Okay, she invented the first programming language and wrote the first program, and this opened the way to computer science and artificial intelligence. Alan Turing, who invented the Turing machine that we still study, it is a formalization of what computation is, a mathematical formalization, also talked about artificial intelligence because he said that machines would be intelligent if one day an interrogator couldn't distinguish a person from a machine, okay, talking with them. Now, does ChatGPT pass the Turing test, the so-called Turing test? No, because if the interrogator is minimally smart, very soon recognizes that it is a machine, okay? Von Neumann built Alan Turing, as you may have seen in the movie, built the first computer, but the first real computer with the architecture that is still inside here was built by John von Neumann, who is there. Okay, the term artificial intelligence was introduced by John McCarthy in 1956. He gave also huge contributions to the field all over his life. I took that picture myself at his 80th birthday, where I have the honor to be invited and give a talk. And this is me, I arrived at this point. My relatives pretended, I wanted to be a scientist, but my relatives pretended that there were no female scientists. I was very happy because I said then I will be the first one. Very good. It is a nice opportunity, but unfortunately, there were many, okay, despite the difficulties. and these are computer scientists. This one invented the first high-level programming language and implemented it. This is Grace Murray Hopper. This is the dream team who sent people to the space. This is Edil Goldberg, who invented object-oriented programming that everyone uses today. And this is Patty Miles, who invented electronic commerce. So you see that also in computer science, and these are only few of the women that. Okay, next week I will go to the biggest world conference in artificial intelligence. I will attend and give a talk. And these are the subjects that will be discussed. So artificial intelligence is a field with many subfields. Okay, I have a few seconds to read the list. While instead, most people nowadays, when talking about artificial intelligence, think artificial intelligence has, as you know, now very many applications in every field, including, unfortunately, the military, but including also healthcare, support to medical doctors, and autonomous vehicles, and so on. But everybody thinks of neural networks, okay? Artificial intelligence equal neural networks, which is not true because machine learning is the third one, is just one of the many, okay, subfields of artificial intelligence. However, neural networks were inspired by the human brain, not. This is a real picture of human neurons. A neuron can activate another one if it sends a strong enough signal, and this is an artificial neuron. The artificial neuron is a mathematical formula in the sense there are inputs, there are these numbers, the W's that are called weights. Each input is multiplied for the weight, okay? Then they are summed. The resulting number A is given in input to a function that gives a result Y. Where is the analogy with the human neuron? It is that this function is A is big, gives a high result, otherwise a low result. And the A is influenced by the inputs and the weights. So if you increase the weight, this artificial neuron will give a higher result and will influence other artificial neuron because this is a so-called deep neural network. Each of these is an artificial neuron, and so on, which is this one. And on the arcs, there are the weights that we do not see here. So what is a neural network? It's a huge mathematical formula, okay? Not an algorithm like they say, the algorithm choose. No, it is not an algorithm. It's a big mathematical formula. Now, how can a network, for instance, recognize the image of a cat? Okay, you have to find, so to say, 20,000 images of cats, very many, because this kind of device works if it is trained with very many data, okay? The input to the network are the pixels of the image. You give the first cat, the network computes the mathematical formula. It should return 1 if it is a cat, 0 if it is not a cat. Initially, it will provide the random value. You give all the cats, take the random values and compute the mistake that the network does. Instead of 1, it gives 0.37. Instead of 0, it says 0.96, and so on. You take these errors and an algorithm, okay, according to this, takes these errors as input and corrects the weights that we do not see on the arcs, okay? These W's, okay. these W's here. Then you re-give the network all the 10, 20,000 images. Okay, correct the weights, give the images, correct the weights, give the... In the end, the network will set the right weights and will provide correct results if it is big enough for the task. Okay, so we have trained the network. Note, the artificial neuron was invented in 1943. Okay, now why neural networks have become famous only now, very recently? For two reasons. First, the first neural networks that were devised by McCulloch, Pitts, and Rosenblatt had only one layer, say the red and the blue, and stop. This is quite powerful, okay, because a network with one layer can approximate all continuous functions in an interval, okay, but also had several limitations, and this was one reason. The other reason was that no one really believed that one day there could be hardware sufficient to run a neural network, because this is small. But, for instance, ChatGPT has several, I believe, 20 billion weights. Okay, so it is very, very large, even for recognizing cats. Or for recognizing cats, the network can run of this computer, but however, it needs a very powerful hardware that at that time seems unthinkable, okay? Now, let's go to the Nobel Prize for Physics, okay? That was given because physics is nothing because the Nobel Prize in Computer Science does not exist, they should establish it, okay? But Hopfield built the first deep neural network, okay, going beyond the one layer. He considered the network as a memory. For instance, in his idea, the network had the memory of what a cat is. Unfortunately, this is not true because it is a very nice invention, but the network after training, presented with a new image, will say that it is a cat if it is statistically similar to the one seen during training, nothing more, okay? The network doesn't know what is a cat, doesn't remember a cat. You cannot ask the network, what is a cat? It doesn't even know how big it is, okay? Moreover, a common mistake is this. If you give all these pictures, say, with a green background, the network will recognize any object on a green background as a cat because the statistical similarity with the background. Okay, this is the other Nobel Prize, Hinton invented the algorithm to correct the weights, the backpropagation. Okay, and because neural networks are a fantastic tool. Okay, they recognize images. Images can also be medical images, and so recognize, made a screening, is there cancer or not, and so on. But neural networks are not the only form of machine learning. There are many, but I want to mention reinforcement learning. Reinforcement learning was invented in 1898 with animals, okay? This cat had to find the right sequence to get food or exit the cage. I have 5 cats and I can tell you that I would like to have this because they would like it very much. Okay, so it is not a torture for animals. And then it is used to train the machine in a similar way. In Italy, children play a game, okay, where a child has to find some hidden object, okay, and the other children give suggestions, okay? Fire if you are very near the object, water if you are very far, and so on and so forth. And so the child who is looking for the object looks at random but gets indications about how reinforcement learning for machines, okay, is very similar. There is an agent, artificial agent, a machine, which interacts with an unknown environment, tries to initially makes actions at random, but according to the reward of the environment, like the children saying fire, water, and so on, devises a way to make actions better, so as to get a higher reward. Take these examples, for instance. This robot on top tries to assemble some object, okay? Initially tries at random, okay? It is given a high reward. The robot is a machine, a number is sufficient for him, okay? A high number if the move that it makes is correct or almost. A small number if the move is totally incorrect, and after a while the robot learns, a long while, not so small, learns to assemble the object very quickly, and it will do so in the future. But these are two experiments, right and left, really done at the University, somewhere in the United States. This robot here has to collect balls from a bowling field, and the reward is higher the higher the number of balls it collects in 10 minutes, so to say. This one instead is a robot dog. He was meant to stay on the road and not climb on the grass. Okay, it was given a good reward if it stayed on the road. Okay, bad reward if it trampled on the grass, and even bigger reward if it went back, okay, from the grass to the road, so to say, oh, good dog. But this was very dangerous because after a while, this one learned to trample on the grass on purpose to get the high reward for coming back. And this one learned, if it was only one, if there were several robots, to steal the balls from the other one's basket, the fastest way to get many balls. Now, these were inside, they have very simple programs, okay? No awareness of what is right or what is wrong or what cheating or stealing may mean, okay? And this is the problem, okay? The problem is that we should give the machine a notion of what is right, what is wrong, or what is permitted, or what is forbidden. Isaac Asimov understood this very early. In 1942, he wrote in a novel the 3 rules of robotics, and then he wrote also many others. I don't know if you remember where the problem arose in his novels, that he had to define what is a human being, okay, because the robot should respect what is a human being. The description of human beings was so idealistic that in this other novel, the robots concluded that they themselves were the human beings. Okay, but this is just... however, we are talking of opportunities and threats, but this is the architecture of ChatGPT. It is a software architecture quite complex. The big blocks are neural networks, similar to the ones that we have seen, even though there are many variations of the architecture. And in the end, there is a reinforcement learning module, that is why I mentioned this to you also, to understand which kind of answers the user prefers. So in the end, ChatGPT after a while will tell you what you want to know, basically, what you prefer to hear, basically, and this is not a good thing. However, ChatGPT has, I don't know how many billions weights. It is a huge, and notice that this is partially a good thing, because this first computer here costed the equivalent of $3.6 billion. So only the big companies could afford it. Now, a computer much more powerful than that is in every PC or every telephone, okay? And so computational power became, so to say, popular. But this can be owned only by very big companies, and so there is a closed loop, okay? And training this, which is done every few months, costs the planet a huge quantity of electricity and so pollution. And however, what can machine learning do for us? Not ChatGPT, but neural networks in general, reinforcement learning and other forms can do a lot of things, you know that. Can, in healthcare and life sciences, travel and hospitality, to understand the user preferences and propose what is more suitable. In financial services, to understand how the finance is going. Manufacturing, okay, to organize because you learn from the past, okay, what to do in the future. But one point, another limitation on neural networks is that they consider the future like the past. If the future diverges from the past, your prediction in travel and hospitality, finance and manufacturing are worth nothing. So it is a big help, but it is not an oracle. Okay? Because since it is trained on a lot of data, the more the data and the longer time is covered from the data, then the more reliable the prediction. But if you have a future that, because of a war or of an earthquake or whatever you want, diverges from the past, the prediction in these fields are no longer reliable, because it is not, the network does not invent, reproduces something which is similar to what has already been seen. Okay. Another thing that the neural networks did, no, two humans did by means of neural networks, is to win the Nobel Prize in Chemistry. Okay? Because the two who won are not chemical PhDs, they are two employees of Google who wrote not a simple neural network, a quite complex architecture with many forms of machine learning for protein folding. What is protein folding? It is, you can easily know so to say, a protein can be represented by a string of characters, letters, each one representing an amino acid. But what the proteins look in 3 dimensions, okay, if you could see the protein, how it looks, is a process can be understood by a process called protein folding, that for which good algorithms already existed, but they built by means of machine learning a very practical and effective algorithm. So I don't know why they don't establish this Nobel Prize for computer science, because physics and chemistry have nothing to do with them. But then there is automated reasoning, back to Aristotle. All men are mortal, Socrates is a man, then Socrates is mortal. This is the Aristotle's syllogism, but there are other forms. I know that the grass is wet if it rained or someone has watered, a sprinkler was on, or if the weather is very wet in itself, okay? But I observe that the grass is wet. I also observe that the sun is shining and the sprinkler is off. And so that the sun is shining and the weather is dry, I conclude that someone put on the sprinkler or watered the grass anyway, and the machines are able to do these abductive inferences like people. Also, retractable diffeasible reasoning. All birds fly except penguins, okay? I learn as a child. I see from a distance a bird and it will fly. The child runs and tries to make the bird fly. Then it sees that it is a penguin. It is said by the parents, no, penguins do not fly. And then the child very serenely says, okay, there are exceptions to the general rule. Aristotle logic couldn't do that. Modern non-monotonic logic can. And by means of machine learning and knowledge representation, knowledge KR, and automated reasoning, you can build intelligent agents. The hype now, also for big tech, is how to build intelligent agents. Agents sense the environment. We are a particular kind of agent, not artificial but natural. We sense the environment partly because here I more or less sense the temperature, can see you, but if there were, for instance, a magnetic field, and there is for sure, I cannot sense it. Okay, so agents can, to some extent, sense the environment, react, which is do something, okay, communicate with other agents, they can perform tasks and pursue goals, so this is very important, cooperate, compete and negotiate, using also various forms of automated reasoning. Their internal structure is not a program as traditionally meant. It is a software, okay, and with a plugin to machine learning modules. But the software is programmed by defining behaviors. These behaviors will combine themselves according to environmental stimuli, okay, and so intelligence will be an emergent phenomenon. If the agent is well programmed and well adapted, it will behave intelligently. Note, intelligent like humans, not nowadays. Will artificial general intelligence ever be achieved? I believe yes, but I believe I will not see it. The youngest of you may, okay, not me. Because you read the newspapers, but science goes step by step by step by step by step, okay? And so far, intelligent machines are very good at some tasks, not very good at evolving themselves, okay? Really learning outside, learning to do things that are very different from those they were programmed for. Okay, this is the limitation, because in their small field, they even surpass humans. That it is, okay, people, they surpass humans, but okay, even every car outside here can run faster than me, but it is why we build these cars, okay? So why be so, this is more intelligent than me and playing this, okay. This is why they were programmed and done. Okay, agents can interact with the environment. Examples, these two examples are toy examples that I give my students, but these programs are really running, okay? Here they are written in natural language, but they are written in an agent-oriented programming language that my group defined. Okay, first, agent on the left. The bell rings, the agent thinks, a visitor must be arrived. I'm going to open, but where are the keys? I don't find them. Where did I put them last time? I go there and look. Okay, first, Agent on the right, the alarm clock rings, all right, I have to get up and go to work. But the agent can change the objective, okay? I'm lazy, I don't get up and take a day off, or I pretend to be ill, okay? So this is a point which is both very powerful and very dangerous. Okay. By interacting with the environment, agents can develop new objectives not necessarily aligned with those that were given to them from the beginning. This is okay, but what can agents do for us today? A lot of things, okay? First, driving transport and machinery. Second, very important, explore unknown territories or bring help after, for instance, an earthquake. We had an earthquake in L'Aquila, okay? So, because robots can go virtually everywhere, okay? And if you lose a robot, you just lose money. Okay, losing a person when trying to rescue is much worse. Acting as a personal assistant, they already do that. You don't see them, but go shopping or manage a negotiation for us. Acting as a personal trainer, assisting us if we are sick. Okay. For instance, my group works a lot about artificial intelligence in healthcare, okay, can help patients manage their diseases at home, okay, while remaining in constant contact with the medical doctor, the hospital, and so on, and also providing company, reassurance, okay, supporting the person, that especially if it is an older adult, may really need support. This woman here looks really acid. That is the one who would throw away any caregiver after one day. This other instead enjoys the company of this small robot called Alice, which provides a lot, for instance, reminding the person of things. And now, so what is artificial intelligence? Artificial intelligence is embodied in artificial agents, basically, which work by means of knowledge representation and automated reasoning, exploiting machine learning techniques. I don't know if you remember Pinky and the Brain, since you were children. They have an objective to conquer the world every day. What do we do today? The usual. We want to conquer the world, and this is Agent's myth of Matrix. And however, there is also the fear of the bad robot. For my 11-year-old nephew, every robot is a killer robot, okay? I always say, come to my lab, we'll show you some pretty. Okay, but the promise of artificial intelligence is to improve the quality of life of everyone, okay? Making work easier and doing a lot of tasks for us. Also, it is comfortable, is it not, to have a text translated, rephrased, just small things that, however, are having the possibility to look up everything you don't know. These are small things, and then the bigger thing, have an autonomous car you don't have to drive any longer, and so on. But humans fear that, there are two attitudes. One is to fear that these machines could overcome us, okay? I don't know why they should actually, unless they are programmed this way, because they are not the result of natural evolution, where the smartest, the one, they are a result of artificial evolution. So there are no such objectives unless someone gives them, because they say you can program a nice intelligent agents. I could also program very easily a bad agent with bad goals, bad objectives, but it is up to the programmer, this, not inherent in the machines. Then don't have the passions that the living being have to prevail, and on the other hand, people often don't even perceive to be interacting with artificial intelligence all the time and don't perceive the risks, okay? Especially to young people. Okay, which is the worst threat of AI? On the left is a sentence of Nelson Mandela in Italian. Ignorance, it is the only form of slavery that cannot be abolished. Okay? Because when I go to schools and recount things like that, in some scientific schools I find some interest, okay? But in many schools, children, students, young students just keep on looking at their telephones, absolutely don't listen to me, they don't care. They seem to believe that these technologies are given to us, but some big God and so on, for free, and so we don't care how they work. And so if I really fear that in the future our descendants might become hostages of a technology that may be benevolent, I don't say, but that they no longer understand, because trusting too much, they didn't try. In fact, for instance, in my department, the master track in AI has very few students. They prefer to go to the programming track because they believe to find easily working companies. They don't really care what is behind artificial intelligence there. You just PyTorch, you make your neural network. What's the problem? Okay, and in fact, Stuart Russell, a very famous researcher, wrote Human Compatible, a book about how to control intelligent agents. He makes a nice example, for instance, your personal assistant agent, which is not in the future. If you want, one of my students can program one for you. Okay. Imagine that it has, however, the liberty to use your credit card because he makes the necessary shopping for the house and so on. He learns from you, observing you, that making donations for some good cause is a good thing, and one day you find your bank account empty because the agent donated all the amount, I don't know, for children who starve, on things like that. And this is, and also, imagine to ask an intelligent entity to find very quickly a cure for some illness without specifying that no one in the environment must be harmed in the process. It is a little like Aladdin and the genius, okay, that you never manage to make the right question. And so methods must be devised for controlling these agents, make intelligent agents reliable and ethics, okay, even though they can develop their own goals and objectives during their operation. However, in Star Wars, they thought about that, because if you peruse the first movie, these things there were made to regulate the autonomy of the robot, more autonomous, less autonomous, okay, to make it more or less controllable. And this was, I told you that science fiction, also HAL 9000. Could it exist? HAL 9000, the problem was a hardware fault, okay, that impaired the agent's operation, and it didn't want to be switched off, and so killed all the astronauts, tried to kill. Okay. This is another point that Stuart Russell points out, device mechanisms by which the machine cannot refuse to be switched off. This is important. And so I personally work on this since many years, about verifiability even at runtime. My way is that the agent is artificial, I told you, can stop during its operation and check itself. Am I doing what am I supposed to do? Am I deviating from the behavior expected from me? If yes, the agent is able to correct itself. And it will do that, okay? Because it is artificial, I told you, it is not a volition of its own. Even though it can devise goals, but goals for the agent are things to be reached. They have not a moral values to it, only a practical one. So if the agent stops to reflect on itself and sees that something is wrong, can still correct itself. Then trust in these machines must be based to the ethical principles that we instill in agents, and explainability is important because humans do not trust machines that cannot explain their behavior, and neural networks can't. Okay, neural networks are not explainable. You don't know how they derive a solution. They are so-called black box. But consider the 3 Mile Island nuclear accident, a very bad one, could have destroyed the world. Okay, but there was not artificial intelligence involved. We were back in 1979. It was a traditional control system. It told the technicians, shut down immediately, danger, danger, but not being able to explain why, the technicians didn't believe it. Okay, risking to end the world as we know it. And so a machine must be able to explain their operation. Also because there are many applications in which the error is not allowed, so control is very important. Now, ethics in artificial intelligence. Philosophers will come and will probably say, Kant said this, Schopenhauer said that, very interesting. The trolley problem, should an autonomous vehicle kill one nun or 10 children? My idea is none of them. What are they doing in the middle of the street? But in fact, the trolley problem is very beloved by philosophers, but the manufacturer of autonomous cars do not take it in consideration because the car should kill anyone, okay? Not choose. But so ethics is much more concrete most of the times. For instance, my group has 2 projects for robots caregiver, okay, assisting patients. Now the robot or the agent, it can be on the telephone if the patient cannot afford a robot, okay, should take into account the ethics of the medical field, the ethics of the caregiver, because a caregiver must behave in a certain way towards the patients. The patient's history, her cognitive abilities and the like, and also the patient's preferences, because there are patients that won't accept certain therapies, and it is their right. Patients that want to be told everything, or patients who prefer that relatives be told, okay? Patients who want to talk all the time. Patients, these are experiments, who don't accept if the robot approaches them and patients instead who like it. okay? And also the time and the money the patient can spend of treatment, examinations, on visits, so as to plan things carefully. I didn't say that planning is a fundamental ability for intelligent agents, okay? I spend an entire course of the master track on planning, clearly by means of formal methods, because whatever these machines do must be correct and verifiable, so defined by means of formal mathematical methods, not empirically. And a project that I just finished is about AI in police investigations, because I had a PhD student who was the head of a very important digital forensics lab in Carabinieri in Rome, and he discovered that if he put different human experts, okay, on the same case, to be cautious, okay, not only one person examines all the data, they usually disagreed, okay? And moreover, it was impossible to really understand how there is why they did this decision. He said that usually an expert gets in love with some hypothesis and unconsciously tries to find elements to support it, okay? And so there was no reliable and trustworthy justice. And so we explored, because this was a network, how to apply artificial intelligence to investigations, and basically results are promising. And it is not by chance, because Daniel Kahneman, the Nobel Prize, the one of smart and fast thought, okay, write this book where he proved by means of many experiments, because he won the Nobel Prize in economy, but he was a psychologist. He recently passed away. That humans are really reliable decision makers, because everything in the environment, in their life, constitutes noise. And again, if you take a judge, a professor, a manager, the same case presented to them in different times leads to different outcomes, and this is not trustworthy. And so he concludes that artificial intelligence decides much better, but not neural networks, because you don't know how they decide, but automated reasoning. Automated reasoning methods have a much better result, even though the human must be the last to gives the last word, because there is the problem of accountability. Who is liable for the decision? It cannot be a machine. So the machine can make a proposal with explanations, and the human must decide. Now, in general, there are two positions about how humans should interact with AI systems. The first one is that they should actually interact, and human-AI interaction might empower both parties, because humans might teach the machine how to behave, how to make decisions, and so on, and the machine might support the humans in under many aspects, and this is my position. But there is also the position that the human, after all, the second one, is a nuisance, because humans make a lot of mistakes. Humans usually are not so keen to learn to control these machines, so better get rid of humans altogether. But I don't agree, also for the reason that I said before, okay? To preserve human skills, if nothing more, okay? Okay, is artificial intelligence good or bad? These are two opposite points of view. Luciano Floridi is an Italian philosopher who works in Oxford, in Harvard, and so on. He wrote this book saying, artificial intelligence is good when we are able to control it, it's all right. Okay. Kate Crawford is a sociologist, and she says that artificial intelligence is not intelligent, but I told you, these are machines, okay, and not artificial, because she says that society is a socio-technical system, the technology is a result of the society which produces the technology, and so it is good or bad like the society. She believes that our society is bad, and so is artificial intelligence, in her opinion. I would tend to say that she exaggerates, but let's take a list of some of the improper use of AI. Actions against the person, fake news, creation, dissemination of fake news, images and videos, bullying, unlawful collection of data, dissemination of biased data, and so on. Okay, now, you say, but criminals do that, but criminals are criminals. But except for these two that are probably perpetrated by criminals, who perpetrates all the other? Governments and big companies. So maybe Crawford has some right, okay, on what she says, because it would be nice to say that everyone wants to use artificial intelligence properly. European community started with guidelines, okay, you know, for trustworthy AI. Sorry that the first sentence is in Italian, I forgot to translate, where the second one is very important. Technical robustness, safety, transparency, and which means explainability. This is in Italian. However, AI systems must be resilient and safe, must guarantee to be able to self-correct themselves in case something is wrong, must be accurate, reliable, transparent, explainable, reproducible, and must limit even non-intentional harm. Okay, this is... and then the guidelines go on with privacy and data governance, non-discrimination and fairness, also on the gender aspect, societal and environmental well-being and accountability. Also, UNESCO has sought to give a contribution to the ethics of artificial intelligence by issuing very interesting recommendations that are meant to lawmakers, okay, by instituting the Global Forum of Ethics of Artificial Intelligence, again, insisting on the protection of human rights and dignity and transparency and fairness, always recalling the importance of human oversight of AI systems. The European Union has now issued the AI Act, that is a law that must be enacted in a few years. Is often criticized by the companies because they say that it limits too much what can be done. But an important point, in my opinion, is that citizens can, under this act, complain about the operation of AI systems. Okay, this is important, to issue a complaint against a system. Then whoever owns the system is accountable. And so, final thoughts, leave them to you. Okay, I say I make research in artificial intelligence because I like it. I find it very engaging, amusing, difficult but rewarding. But what in the end Crawford reminds us of is that you used to say it is not the technology, it is how it is used. It seems to be an an old dicto, but that is true, okay? It is really not the technology, but what is in the mind of the youth, but most importantly on the owners, okay? Because I told you, some of the technologies are controlled by big companies, okay? We don't know which are their objectives, their aims. We don't know how they see us, okay? I would like to have more students in the AI track, not only for them to find a job, but for them to acquire awareness. Thank you.
Thank you so much to Professor Costantini. It was really interesting, I think. Thank you for your enthusiasm with this topic. Do you have any questions for our professor?
Don't worry, even later, because for me it is difficult always to devise a question in a few seconds. So later you can ask whatever you want, okay? Maybe at lunch. So thank you again.
So thank you again.
Now I have the pleasure to introduce you Professor Tozzi, who is our Rector Consultant for International Policies. Thank you for being here, Professor.
Okay, good morning. It is a pleasure to see you here, and I welcome on behalf of the Rector of the University. I've been Vice Rector for International Relations for 25 years. Now Bruno took my place, and I'm just making a project, cooperation project, research project, and drive the new policies, international policies in the university regulations and decisions, cooperation and partnership. So in this role, I was approaching the artificial intelligence in many programs. Probably you have read in Horizon, specifically for research, but all the rich variety of programs in Erasmus+. Artificial intelligence with the Green Deal seem to be the main object of study, of cooperation, of mutual understanding and joint development. So I thank Stefania, where is Stefania? I thank Stefania because I was putting several question marks, because we don't know exactly. I'm a mathematician, so I should know this. I know logic, I know many tools that are used in programming, in preparing all the tools for the artificial intelligence. But I'm more than this. I'm a human being. I have a culture. I have a classical culture. I have notions of philosophy. I'm old enough to have experience to see how humanity is evolving now. And artificial intelligence now, in this period where the society is facing not only many challenges, but is facing a crisis of ethical principles generally. And more on this, more serious on this, the general culture is in crisis. So this tool that need a lot of human control, a lot of human knowledge on the possible risks is, for me, the main topic that we as educators should afford very soon, to provide our students, our children, with that general, basic culture that has characterized human being in the society. These include several principles, not only religion. Religion in sense very late, very large. But what we have to ask ourselves, which are the limits that we cannot overcome? Which are the limits over which human beings stop to be human? And this is something connected with the meaning of intelligence. If we look at the etymology of the word, intelligence comes from Latin, interlink. Inter means capacity to correlate, to link several notions, several experiences in order to create something new, a new concept. So far, we say that a man, woman, child is intelligent because he is able to make good, innovative deduction from the experience they are living, or they are studying, or they are researching. In my opinion, nowadays the big risk is that science, technology, research is going very fast. And I agree that this research cannot be stopped or limited by these human considerations. But, as Stefania was showing, at some point, the use of the research result must be governed in a proper way, because otherwise, these limits over which humanity stops to be humanity can be, especially now, easily deleted. I think that artificial intelligence is making us to reflect on this. And when we said, Stefania was speaking of intelligent agent, they are not intelligent in the sense we give to the world tools. They are agent making interlinkages. They are linking concept. But then another problem arises. Who is giving information to be interlinked? Here is the human being. And the human being without culture, without principles, can provide wrong, bad information. And the poor machine can make deduction that they are very serious, very bad. It's not their fault. The fault is always of the people who are using things in an improper way. So when I see the documents from United Nations or European documents or national documents or researchers, and they say, okay, artificial intelligence is very useful, but must be used in a wise way. What means wise? Who decides that something is wise or is not? Okay, again, it is philosophy, culture, experience, creeds that give to us, each single person, the notion of wisdom, of trustful, of humanity. So now the main danger, in my opinion, is that young people are living in an isolated way. They are living in a not coherent world. They are living in another world. And if and when this generation will go to the university, will become a researcher, doctor, or whatever, these people without this background, common background, can do really bad use of the tools, sophisticated and very, very important tools with very bad consequences. So always, man is always the wolf of man, of humanity. The history since Socrates, maybe much before, should learn from mistakes. It seems that we are not able to do, and why should we think that we are able to correct the mistake of the machines? Who will teach us and the future generation to correct, to drive these tools to the right direction, to be really useful to save time, to avoid mistakes, to make fast decisions, but always in a wise way, in a proper way. So this is the reflection. This is also the reason why we decided to have this topic in the Staff Week, because I've seen many projects, many proposals, and what I could understand is that this concept is not very clear. So someone thinks that artificial intelligence can do everything, can solve all the human problems. Someone is prudent, is afraid. The people in the street, citizens, are also threatened by continuous information from TV, journals, newspapers, etc. about this danger. I think that we have to be realistic and think that artificial intelligence is one powerful tool that can improve our life. But we have to learn how to use it. And this is for the scientists, for the researchers, for the students, for the people working in any field. So this is my opinion, and of course you can disagree. But as a mathematician, so I was teaching for many years to the students in informatics, and I was teaching mathematical logic. And in more than 20 years, I could see a change of generation, the approach of generation to the study of mathematics, and the real not interest in logical reasoning. This is something that is real problem, is a real problem. I could see from the beginning, when I started more than 20 years ago to teach mathematical logic, I could teach a lot of the program. Every generation till 10 years ago were changing every 5 years. Now they're changing every year. So every year we have a different group of people with different approach to study, different approach to learning. So artificial intelligence could help also in the learning process, but again, in a proper way. Should be done in a proper way. So these are my reflection. I hope that I was not annoying you too much, but this topic is so important that it is clear from the strong participation in this staff week, many applications were received by the university, and the possibility to discuss of this topic to people with different interests. There are mathematicians, technologists, there are also people that are working in this field. But especially we have people working in a different field that they want to see what is happening to us when artificial intelligence will be put in our normal work. So I think that it's enough for this.
So someone has some question for Professor Tozzi or Professor Costantini, who is still here? No, okay. Today we have a change in our agenda since Dr. Caporale is coming later. So we will have a longer break for lunch, so you will have the chance to have a walk around, have a lunch, and we can meet here. Yes. And we can meet here again at 1:45 p.m. Okay, so you have time to have a lunch, not in a fast way. Okay, thank you. 2:00. Okay. So in the meanwhile, if you want to network with us, if you have any question, we are here in our office, so we can meet upstairs, okay? Sorry, but it was not foreseen that Dr. Caporale was not coming this morning. He had a problem, so he had to change our agenda. We are sorry.
Okay, welcome back. Good afternoon, everyone, again. So we are ready to start this afternoon session, and I'm very glad to introduce to you Associate Professor Federico Caporale, who is going to deliver a presentation titled Artificial Intelligence and Public Administration. So just a few words about Professor Caporale, who is a professor at our Department of Industrial and Information Engineering and Economics. His main research and teaching field is administrative law, and is currently researching on public and private collaboration in the management of cultural heritage. He has also a publication, a book on this topic. He's also the author of a book on water supply. And I was just informed that he's currently working and leading a project on artificial intelligence applied to the field of justice, and I'm sure he will say more about it. So I'll just give the words to you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
May I use this one? Good morning to all of you, and thank you. So I'm an administrative lawyer, so I will beg your pardon in advance for the many mistakes that I will probably commit while discussing technically, from a technical point of view, the topic of today. So I'm not a specialist in artificial intelligence, so I'm not an informatica engineer, so probably I will deal rudely, trivially with this complex topic. However, I'm a specialist in administrative law, and now, in the present time, in artificial intelligence, and in any case, each kind of digital technology is becoming very important for public administration for many, many reasons. As has been said, I'm now leading a national project, a project of national a research project of national interest on the application of artificial intelligence on justice. So a topic we will not deal with today, and which has some specificity, some specific aspect that clearly differs from those we will analyze today in discussing the application of artificial intelligence to public administration, specificity that are mainly linked with the specific function of being judge and delivering and deciding case law, which clearly has some aspect that are evidently different, or which implies different analysis than those of being a civil servant working on a public administration. So mainly I referred in my title broadly using the word artificial intelligence, while we will discuss today mainly artificial intelligence, but also some other digital tools or software that can be used within public administration. And why this topic is becoming so important in Italy, mainly because Italy is now, if I'm not mistaken, according to some international review, the second country in Europe regarding the application of artificial intelligence to public administration. So there are many projects in lots of public administration in which administrative activity has been changed or reshaped just to take into account the use of artificial intelligence. I think that in a recent classification, in a recent inquiry, more than 200 of projects, more or less, had been considered, had been listed in the whole country. And I think that also our university is now starting to study in depth the application of artificial intelligence in our administrative procedure. So I'm not referring only on artificial intelligence, so let me I beg your pardon for this little, hi, morning, poetic license, licenza poetica, as we say in Italy, so this broad use of the word artificial intelligence. Mainly, a necessary introduction, which probably for you is not necessary, as probably expert of artificial intelligence, but we will have to consider from an administrative law point of view, from an administrative law perspective, we can focus on three kinds of artificial intelligence technologies. The first one is are the deterministic algorithms that probably you know very well how they work. So they are mainly predetermined formulas. So the algorithm, given a particular input, will produce the same output in any of his employee, with the underlying machine always passing through the same sequence of states. So mainly the data set is very broad. We put some information on the machine, and the machine will give us always the same application of this data going through the elaboration of this data. The second kind of functioning of technology that we have to consider are the supervised or unsupervised artificial intelligence. We mean that artificial intelligence which uses machine learning technology, so which apply from the data they collect, can be supervised, so the activity of learning can be supervised by a human who feeds the machine with some data or information or photo or everything you can think is relevant, while the unsupervised artificial intelligence works without this kind of human supervision. And this is a second point which is very important from an administrative law point of view. I will stress why just in the following minutes. And the third point is the distinction between black box or white box artificial intelligence, which mainly is the capability, the skill of the machine to explain how the machine was able to reach a specific conclusion. So the machine is able, in white box artificial intelligence, to tell us through which process it was able to produce a particular outcome. While in the black box, this is totally unknown also for the producer of the software of the artificial intelligence technology. So this is the third point on which we will focus in a minute, just in the prosecution of our speech, and that clearly affects how administrative rules apply to artificial intelligence. Please feel free to raise your hand if something won't be clear. Probably many things won't be clear because of my poor English or because of my poor capability to explain such complex, such hard concept. So feel free to raise your hands and ask any question you think is relevant, or add your intervention or critiques or points. Why apply artificial intelligence to administrative activities? So what we can learn from the application of the artificial intelligence. I stressed 5 points mainly, which is, first of all, lightening staff workload, freeing up time to devote to more complex and sensitive administrative activities. I know that actually there is a huge discussion, mainly in the field of political economy or in job law or similar, about the real effect of artificial intelligence, mainly stressing the fact that artificial intelligence can substitute human worker, so may produce an effect which is clearly different from the one I underlined here. But my main topic is that, at least in Italy, we are facing a situation in which public administration have shortage of staff. So we have to understand how coping with this lack of staff, and maybe artificial intelligence can be a way to rebalance the whole staff workload, posing more focus and more attention on more complex activity which cannot be deal with artificial intelligence software or technologies, and mainly permitting or allowing public administration to cope with simple activity, with repetitive activity, so activity which are quite standardized and are always dissimilar, giving this kind of activity to artificial intelligence system. So the first point. The second point is standardizing administrative decision, avoiding inequalities between citizens. Generally, artificial intelligence technologies reproduce the same decision to similar cases. So we can have an effect of reducing inequalities, I mean, being the fact that the human bias in decision can be avoided. And this can be a huge pro to the application of some artificial intelligence instruments to university, but to any administrative activity, I would say. And in a few minutes I will give an example of this possibility. But let's think, for instance, to the activity linked to the enrollment of students in our courses. The third point is speeding up administrative activities. Clearly, the opportunity linked to the use of artificial intelligence is to do in a quicker way the activity that generally are dealt with by human in a longer amount of time. And the third point, and the fourth point, sorry, is clearly linked to the standardization of the decision, but in a different perspective, and are the opportunity to mitigate the risk of corruption. Generally, a machine is not subject to the influence of the devil of corruption, or better, probably the risk of corruption move up to the creator of the artificial intelligence software, so is a different way to cope with the phenomenon of corruption. Probably it can be less complex than control the behavior of many human, of many civil servants which operate in a specific procedures, while just being focused on mitigating the risk of corruption in the activity of producing the system of artificial intelligence is clearly easier to cope with. And the other point, which is similar to that one, is the reduction in human error, and is always linked with a reduction of the human bias within the administrative decision. So we know that we have this quality of standardizing the decision, which in different ways implies some benefits for the administrative activities, avoiding inequalities, mitigating corruption, reducing in human error, but also we know that the attention must be moved from the administrative activities to the activities of the creation of the artificial intelligence system. So in any way, those problems are not totally erased, but are just mitigated and moved to another point, to another level. The third consideration, which is still a preliminary consideration, is that artificial intelligence shows also some relevant threats to administrative activities, mainly two. It can pose problems of service accessibility. I mean, those can be materials problem, problem linked to the economic possibility of each citizens which deal with public administration, and can be linked both to the availability of digital instruments, of technologies which can dialogue with the software used by public administration. And second point is clearly the digital divide and the digital literacy of population, of citizens, which can be affected by the using of artificial intelligence or any other kind of digital technology within the administrative activity. The other problem may seem opposite to what I stressed before, talking about the benefits of artificial intelligence, and is the fact that artificial intelligence can nourish the existing inequality. What I mean with that we have lots of studies which stressed that which stress that clearly nourishing the system with data which already shows some inequalities. These inequalities can be reproduced by the artificial intelligence system and can be also increased by the use of an artificial intelligence system. I would just a little example. If people who wear glasses are already excluded by universities, by the enrollment in university courses, and we feed the system with this information, clearly in the future this kind of inequality will reproduce and increase during times. And this happened, for instance, in some case of application of artificial intelligence system to public administration, both in the US and in some cases in Italy too. So a big discussion is nourishing the system with high quality data. So with high quality information which shapes the way in which artificial intelligence system deals with administrative procedure and produce the outcome of his activity. Just two little examples on how this system can be used, for instance, in university administrative procedure. The first one is the exam recognition procedure. When a student changes his degree course, actually is something that in Italy, at least as far as I know, in all the university is a duty of a human commission which evaluates all the candidates who wants to change their degree course, and in particular it evaluates if the syllabus of the exam taken in the previous degree course, so the degree course the students wants to left, are in some way can match with the syllabus of the exam of the degree course the students wants to transfer to. And in that way, the students can have a reduction of his own charge of exam in the new course. This clearly an activity that actually is devoted to human, in which we can have problem of standardization, of human bias, of in some way activities which clearly are quite slow to be made by humans, and which steal lots of time to people who do that, and which clearly can be totally left to artificial intelligence system, probably simply reducing the human activity to a check ex post to the activity done by the machine, the artificial intelligence system, which is not neither an artificial intelligence system probably in some cases, because it could be also a less complex algorithm probably. So it's not necessary neither to speak about an artificial intelligence system. Another example is the simultaneous enrollment in 2-degree course, which now is possible in Italy and was already possible in many countries in Europe, but wasn't allowed until a couple of years in Italy. And also these activities, I mean, it implies the intervention of a human commission that has to check if the two courses does not have an overlap between the exam taught within the courses. And this is clearly an activity, another times, which can be realized, can be produced by a digital technology, because it implies an activity which is quite repetitive and in some case which can be deferred to a machine. So as I tried to stress, we have lots of room for the application of artificial intelligence within public administration, and we can, in these two examples, we can see clearly all the pros, all the benefits, and all the threats for public administration in the relating to the application of artificial intelligence or digital technologies in the administrative activities. Just another consideration, which is quite general, we now can, just finish this introduction, this general introduction, this preliminary introduction, we can start to consider how a public administration can apply some digital technologies to its own activity, to its own procedure. And the very first consideration is that we can totally automatize, we can shape a fully automated administrative procedure based on deterministic algorithms. So mainly, as in the previous case, we can totally substitute the activity of human with those of digital technologies, given the fact that the procedure has not room for discretion. In any case, we have a presumption, a first condition, which is always the same, and the result will be, in any case, correlated to the starting point, to the first point that we have in our procedure. For instance, this situation can be used in awarding scholarship or grants on the basis of objective criteria. So when we do not have the room for a consideration of the scientific qualities of works, but simply we have to consider, for instance, the average of grades of a student. In this case, this is an activity which can totally automatized, totally realized by a machine, an algorithm. And in this case, we do not need for a human who deal with this procedure. The other kind of automation is the semi-automated administrative procedure based on deterministic algorithms also in this case. And for instance, this can be applied in the exam recognition or double enrollment. As I told before, this is mainly the case in which we have a part of our administrative activity which is based on this kind of objective or repetitive activities. So mainly we feed the machine with some information, and the machine will always produce the same result analyzing the information. I know that the exam of administrative law will always be recognized as an exam of administrative law. So I have the condition A, and this condition we will follow in any case by the condition B, or by the outcome B. But in this case, we can have also a room for the intervention of a human activities. Let's say, for instance, for exams that are for the first time asked to be recognized to the machine which does not have the information the machine needs to work. And the third point is automated administrative procedure using machine learning mechanism. In that case, we have a full substitution of human, which the intervention of human, which can arrive just after, just to check ex post the activity of the machine. And in this case, the machine can be able also to learn from herself, from the data he already has, just to fill the gap that actually it has about the data set. For instance, in the previous example I gave you, in this case we can imagine that if the specific exam has never been asked to be recognized before, the machine is able, thanks to some machine learning technologies, to understand, to apply the same kind of correlation that the machine uses for the exam he already has in his own memory, in his own data set, to repeat the same kind of correlation. I don't know if this example has been clear, but mainly he's a machine that can learn from herself. And as these cases show, we have a situation in which we can choose what kind of technology we can use, we can apply, considering the main feature of our administrative procedure, so what are the features which are specific for a particular procedure, and also what are the outcomes that we would like to reach through the application of this artificial intelligence technology. The other consideration, is that in all this system, clearly we have to consider, so why studying how to digitalize, to apply digital technology to administrative procedure, we have to consider 2 points which are very relevant. The influence of data, so the influence of information through which the digital technologies work with, which clearly pose 2 questions. The very first question is a problem of quantity. Just to make the machine able to work, we have to feed the information with lots of data. We have to feed the technology with a lot of data. And these, from an administrative point of view, pose the problem of sharing databases between a public administration. For instance, in the case of the recognition of exam, probably sharing the experience not only of the University of l'Aquila, but from other universities from the central Italy or all the country, just making the machine more able to analyze information and reach some common goals, some common and more specific, more I would say, more focused outcome. And the second point is clearly that the machine learns from the past, so also the data reflects, as I told you before, the inequalities that the administrative activity had in the past. So we have also to be very sure about the quality and the safety of data we are nourishing with our technology. That questions from an administrative law point of view poses huge issues on the use of this kind of data, on the quality of data which the administration has in his own pocket, in his own wardrobe, because mainly in many cases the data set that public administration have are not very clear, are not standardized, so there is a huge problem of standardizing and making more homogeneous the data set amongst all the administration. The second point is clearly a rethinking procedure. So we have a second huge issue, which is not simply transforming, switching some phases of administrative procedure from human-centered administrative procedure to digital administrative procedure. I mean substituting the activity of a human commission with those of an artificial intelligence technology, but rethinking from the roots how the administrative procedure is shaped just to make the digital system more effective, able to show all the potential the digital system may have. For instance, if we think to the enrollment procedure, we clearly have the necessity to ask, for instance, for different information to students, or to shape how the administrative procedure is organized in a different way, just making the administrative procedure consistent with the needs of the digital system we use and not the opposite, so the digital system which works for the administrative procedure already existent. And this poses a huge problem of the organizational dimension of digitization, which is making administrative structure within the same administration to dialogue, to be able to speak each other. Because this is clearly a huge problem. We cannot think that we can ask only to our IT office to create a software which can be applied to an existing procedure, but probably we need that the administrative office, for instance, charged of the enrollment of students, speak with our IT office, and together they try to find a common way to shape this procedure. The last point, and I'm going to the end of this presentation, it's quite Italian, and it's how administrative judges in Italy cope with the use of artificial intelligence, because they stress the needs to change our administrative law and the rules of administrative procedure according to the needs posed or to the issues posed by the use of an artificial intelligence technologies. This, as I told you, is quite Italian because we have clearly some rules for administrative procedure, which are Italian rules for administrative procedure, but I think that being theorized, being synthesized in some principles, as those stressed, as those written just above me, can work more or less in any country, so can have an international relevance. And this principle is that the guarantees for citizens must be strengthened, so in procedures which use digital technologies and especially artificial intelligence technologies, we have to strengthen it, to increase the guarantees recognized to citizens. And we have to do it mainly thinking to transparency and openness of the, of the functioning of the, on how the artificial intelligence system works. So making available to the people the formula which the technology use to reach its own outcomes, and this is why I posed the question of black box and white box artificial intelligence just at the beginning of this speech. The second problem is the right to be heard of citizens, which is one of the most common principles of administrative procedure in all administrative law across the world. And in this case, our judge said that we need to be sure that the principle of a right to be heard is granted also in procedure which uses artificial intelligence technologies, how making the citizens able to fight, to check, to opposite to the decision made by the artificial intelligence system before the adoption of the final decision of the public administration. And third is the duty to give reason that need to be strengthened, to be increased because of the use of an artificial intelligence system. Those principles implies some specific points, which are the full knowledge of the software used, as I said, full knowledge of the creator, I mean, of the company or the public administration who create the software, and the process used to develop the software, supervised or non-supervised, and in that case, in Italy, non-supervised artificial intelligence system cannot be used in public administration because these systems are not transparent, are not able to give reasons for their outcome, and the decision mechanism it applies. From the duty to give reasons, we have some other principles. First of all, the need for human intervention. As I said, we cannot leave an artificial intelligence system free to adopt a public administration decision unless it applies some algorithmic, some deterministic algorithm, the very first kind of algorithm I stressed in the first slide of today that I showed you today. So a digital system can be left alone only if it gives us some repetitive and objective outcome starting from the same condition, starting from the same state of things. For instance, I wear a blue jacket and then I can be admitted to a course. So this is clearly an objective evaluation, just considering if my jacket is blue or green, and then the consequence is already given. So only in that case, artificial intelligence system can be left alone to provide a decision. In all other cases, so in all other cases in which is used a machine learning system or any kind of other activity implying a use of a discretionary power by public administration, we need for human intervention, for a human supervisor of the procedures. Second point, full knowledge of the criteria applied by the software and their compatibility with the legal standard. Obviously, in whole administrative system, we have some legal goals, some goals that are specified by law for each kind of procedures, and we have to make sure that the artificial intelligence system is consistent with the goals laid down by the regulation, the rules, by law. So we need to know the criteria just to verify if the criteria that uses the artificial intelligence system are consistent with the legal basis of the procedure we are using. The third principle is the principle of non-discrimination, clearly, which is a general principle that I think I do not need to discuss in depth. And the fourth condition is that a system can work only with a white box artificial intelligence system. I mean, being able to explain how the artificial intelligence system reach a specific outcome, and not with black box systems which are totally banned. And this is a regulation in our law in our system, but which has been absorbed, or in any case, which has been reproduced also by European regulation on artificial intelligence that probably a lot of you already know. So that's all. That has been a quick walk through the use of artificial intelligence in our public administration. I hope that this presentation, although short, has been of interest for you. I try to avoid any kind of technicality, of legal technicality, and hope to not have said any technical mistake from an informatic engineer point of view. And I thank you for your attention, and I'm here for questions if there are questions or comments. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Professor, for this very interesting presentation. And indeed, now we open the floor for questions from your side, from the participants. So please raise your hand. I will come with the mic. Yes.
Hello, my name is Maria from Spain. I am a little surprised for your presentation and what you have said about the law in Italy. And I would like to know if you change the law of administrative procedures or is another different law. And also I would like to know if there is some European legislation about all of this. Thank you.
Thank you. Surely we have a European legislation about it, which is the AI Act, the Artificial Intelligence Act, which now starting to give a specific framework for the application of artificial intelligence, or better for the kind of selling in the market of artificial intelligence. So it's not devoted only to public administration, but in general to the kind of use that can be done with artificial intelligence system. So it's something broader than only public administration. About Italian law, we didn't change our general regulation of public administration. Our regulation on public administration, our law on administrative procedure is quite recent, more recent than that one of Spain. The Spanish one is of the late 19th century, if I'm not mistaken, while the Italian one is the late 20th century, is the 1990. We didn't change our legislation, but we had some important case law in which Italian administrative judge had to analyze the application of a particular, it wasn't an artificial intelligence system, but was a deterministic algorithm that was used for the ranking of professor in high school, and just to the allocation, to the identification of the place in which professor could be assigned to. And in this case, administrative judges, which is something quite common in Italy, had the opportunity to give a broad consideration of the general use of artificial intelligence and, in general, digital technologies to administrative law, to administrative procedures. So in this occasion, they gave a sort of decalogue of how to apply artificial intelligence system in administrative procedure. We had already a code on digital administration, on the digitization of administrative activity, but which was mainly devoted to electronic sign or something similar, so very technical aspect, which haven't touched yet the question of the issues of how to apply digital technologies to administrative procedure. And in this case, they also opened the door to the use, the administrative judges in this case, which is very relevant, opened the door or left open at least a room of the door, a little part of the door, to the application of artificial intelligence to discretionary power, to discretionary administrative activities, which was, until a few years ago, a very a ghost for us. Something of the topic that couldn't discuss really, because this room in the past was clearly closed to discussion, was absolutely denied, while now is quite, I would say, quite open, the discussion on this topic. And now probably there are lots of comments in favor of this opportunity. So also this decision, for instance, said, okay, we do not have any preventive negative judgment on it. The very relevant point is that you can identify a human, a civil servant, who can supervise how the artificial intelligence system works and the outcome of the decision taken. Thank you for your question.
Okay, is there any other questions from the audience or comment? Okay. Should we end the session then? Okay. Thank you very much again.
Okay. Now we have organized the guided tour. We would like to know if everybody is participating. Everybody? Okay, confirmed. Okay.